Irene Buzzard used this technique called Huck Embroidery to decorate guest house. This technique is distinguishable from other types of embroidery because the design is worked completely on top of the fabric, so the thread never appears on the back, nor are there any knots or tail threads to tangle with. The end product looks neat without much effort.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Templin, and today I will be demonstrating Huck Embroidery. Irene Buzzard used Huck fabric to create her towels. However, for this demonstration, I will be using monk's cloth.
Huck toweling as well as monk's cloth have these little floating threads which the needle can easily slip under, which makes Huck embroidery possible.
Now the first stitch to learn is probably the straight stitch, which is very easy. Basically, so these little floating threads, you're going to just pass your needle. I'm just using a regular embroidery needle. So pass your needle under the floating threads, like that. And push it through. And there you go. There's your straight stitch. Now the next stitch would be something like a step stitch. Basically, so these little floating threads, they work on a sort of diagonal. So you're going to take, so here's the second row. You're actually going to go to the row above it, which, as you can see, is the floating stitch directly above the stitch you just came out of. Floating threads. So there you go. So there's a step. Let's do it again. There's a step. So the last stitch in this demonstration is going to be a loop stitch. So basically, you can see here you have your original stitch. You're going to go to the one above it. But instead of passing through this way, you're going to flip your needle around and pass through the needle through the floating threads in the opposite direction. And then go back to your original stitch and go back through. There we go, and there's a loop. Okay, so let's say you have reached the end of your pattern. Now remember, Huck Embroidery does not leave any tails or knots. So to finish off your thread, skip the last stitch floating thread that you went through, and then go back through a couple of the others, just like that. And then take your scissors and cut, smooth it out, and there. Okay, so here are two lines of example Huck Embroidery, and as you can see, neither of them show on the back of the fabric.
Using a variety of these techniques, Huck Embroidery can be used to create bands of decoration for Huck toweling.